AudioJungle.
Good morning. Today I'm here to talk to you about Toronto Star's article, Toronto's First Alternative Elementary School Continues to Thrive. Background story of this Alpha Alternative School opened up in 1972. Since then, 38 public alternative schools cropped all over Toronto and have their own unique philosophies. The school operates as a democracy and acts as a free school. Although grades aren't given, teachers and parents meet with their students regularly to discuss their progress. In relation to the course, Urie Bronfenner's ecological system theory comes into play, and according to Dr. Robson, it emphasizes that the child's outcome and the result of many reciprocal effects between the child and his or her environment. What Urie Bronfenner also tries to show is that the student who's influenced in the wrong way by their peers, teachers, or even their friends will have less favorable outcomes. Rather, having that scenario, positivity, and having a nurturing environment will have a great impact on their lives. The way a child is treated at home, with their parents and schools, with their teachers, creates a process of change in which the child tries to adapt to. The nature of the child development and how they're affected by the environment seems throughout their whole lives. The education system has a powerful role in structure. What Bronfenner also tries to show is that a student who is influenced in the wrong manner by their peers, teachers, or parents will have less favorable outcomes. Rather, having that scenario, positivity, and having a nurturing environment will have a great impact on their life. The nature of child development and how they are affected by various environment scenes throughout their lives has a toll. The way a child is treated at home with their parents, at schools with their teachers, or even with their peers creates a process of change in which a child tries to adapt to. The education system has a powerful role in how students' lives are changed in society, and has to provide opportunities to keep them motivated to improvement, and no matter how bad the result. And like any other school, Alpha Alternative Schools students are expected to show up on time, can be disciplined, and even suspended. Another relation to this course is Emily Durkheim's theory of structural functionalism. This explains how society is held together by values and morals, and how the importance of teaching of society plays a big role on how our society is reflected upon. According to Dr. Robson, Durkheim believes that in the role of education can instill society's moral and in the minds and actions of young people. The education system has a part of how society is changed because the system young students are taught by can be constructed into something beneficial to society, or else it can backfire and create a big dilemma in the younger generation. Entirely what the youth do is a mere reflection on how it behaves with another. From the article, there are two views, one from the parents and the other from the principals and teachers. This created a small controversy between the two due to reliability for students to succeed academically. In the beginning, parents were doubtful of Alpha because they thought the lack of academic structure and too much freedom would be harmful for students. What parents didn't know was that prior to enrolling, parents and teachers and the principals would meet explaining how the program would go in depth and what would be expected. Those meetings, admissions were very high, that only a select number of students would be successfully enrolled. Prime example was one Ryerson professor was hesitant of sending two of her kids to the Alpha Alternative Schools because of transitioning to the real world. But now they're in their 20s, successfully one's at Trent University and the other in the School of Arts. In relation to the Alpha Alternative Schools, free-range parenting debate was highly discussed. Alexander Danielmetov said that they want the children the freedom to make mistakes and keep them away from the parental safety net. Rafin Devora, aged 10 and 6, said that they used to run around across the park and play for hours without any supervision. They want their kids to create independence amongst themselves, a separation from the safety net. It's an approach known as free-range parenting. It's hard for children in the society to really be free because of everyone being scared of what's happening in the world, which is perfectly normal as a parent. If I had a kid, I highly doubt I'd let him or her wander alone at the age. It could be a lot that more people are overwhelmed with what they hear, so they tend to be more cautious with these decisions, so they can make it overwhelming for kids these days. According to Campbell, the principal of Alpha Alternative School, said that children can make decisions within reason. decisions that can be made by the kids are left to the parents, and if involved in school, the administration steps in. Just to clarify everything, free doesn't mean that the kids do whatever they want whenever they want. Freedom exists within structure, and as a student gets older, the more structure is introduced. For example, in grade 4 to 6 children are heavily influenced on the math, science, and English courses rather than letting them be free and more flexible for their work. And to conclude this, I would like to ask some discussion questions. 1. Do you think that students at a very young age can thrive in a free school environment? 2. Do you believe in having the option between structured schools or an alternative free school in society is good for your children? And why? My name is Muhammad Ali Wasim, and thank you for listening.